Derek Chanfrance, making beautiful people into horrible human beings since 2010.
Hello and welcome to my review of The Place Beyond the Pines.
The Place Beyond the Pines centers on Luke Glanton, played by Ryan Gosling. He's a motorcycle stunt rider at a carnival who finds out that an ex-girlfriend of his, played by Eva Mendes, has had a child by him, and determined to be a good father, he goes about robbing banks so he can give money to his son. This leads to a chance encounter with Bradley Cooper's beat cop Avery Cross, and their encounter will change Bradley Cooper's life forever. Now, I was really looking forward to Place Beyond the Pines. You've got this great cast. I like every single actor in this movie. Director Derek Chanfrance, who directed the excellent, if very depressing, Blue Valentine, and a really interesting looking story. I love stories about crime and debt and redemption and all these different things, these deep, dark themes, and this movie really seemed to be tapping into that. So I went into this movie with really high expectations, and I'm really happy to say that this movie really lived up to the hype. This is a very interesting film, structurally, in that in most movies like this where you've got this big old cast, you would want the cast members to kind of interact with each other so you'd have multiple lead characters. This movie, in a way, sort of resembles a play, in that there's three very distinct acts that kind of function like you're watching three different movies at the same time. If I'm not spoiling too much, the first act is Ryan Gosling's act. The second act is Bradley Cooper, and the third act is the consequences of their actions. And I thought that was a really interesting structure to really focus in on each of these characters individually. It doesn't always work the best to the film's advantage, but it's a great choice. The cast is superb across the board, as particularly in this film, Ryan Gosling, who once again proves how fantastic and absorbing and brilliant he is in films and roles like this. He can play stoic like nobody else. He's just got this great aura of mystery, this great sense of danger to him. He's just this really fascinating presence whenever you watch him in a movie, and he says so much with so little, and this is, I think, one of his best roles. You've also got Bradley Cooper in here, who I've been really enjoying watching grow as an actor these past couple years with films like Silver Linings Playbook and Limitless, and here he turns in another very good performance. However, I don't find his character to be remotely as interesting as Gosling's, and while there's a lot more going on in Cooper's act, I find that his character just doesn't sustain the same majesty and attention that Gosling's does, and that's a shame because Cooper's really great in the role, and when he does get a good scene to really go for it, he does a wonderful job. And the supporting cast, from Eva Mendes to Rose Byrne to Ben Mendelsohn, all great, no complaints. This movie is directed fantastically by Derek Chanfrance. Not only does he work really well with the actors, but in this film, way more than Blue Valentine does he prove that he can ever shoot a movie. This movie is absolutely beautiful. It takes place in Schenectady, New York, so that could be made into a really rundown town, it's really ugly, or something beautiful, and Chanfrance goes for the latter. He really has a sense of setting. The way he shoots these woods and these alleyways and everything in the town, he makes the city a character in the film. And also he captures a real visceral sense of what's going on in any given scene. Particularly during any action or chase scenes, there's scenes with Ryan Gosling riding around on his bike and the camera follows him like you're on a bike yourself, so you're feeling the motion of what's happening. And he just has a great sense for the feel and atmosphere of scenes. And I just love how he likes long tracking shots of everything going on. He's an excellent director and he really proves that with this film. I would say this movie is a near masterpiece until the third act, and then it kind of starts to slip, because you start to center on the sons of Bradley Cooper and Ryan Gosling. You've got Dane DeHaan as Gosling's son, and Amory Cohen as Bradley Cooper's son. Now, Dane DeHaan does a great job, no doubt about it, but Amory Cohen, oh boy. I don't know if it's bad casting, that's mainly what I think it is, or weird directing on Derek Chanfrance's part, but wow, is he bad in this role. Not only does he look nothing like Bradley Cooper or Rose Byrne, but he's got this odd Italian thing going, and I get that his character is supposed to be rebelling against his father and feeling hatred for him, so he kind of lashes out with this attitude, but his whole kind of I'm a white gangsta thing wasn't convincing at all, and he's just And he's irritating too. And not an irritating like, this kid is so tortured and look at him, I really want to see him get better. It's this character is irritating and I want him to get shot in the head sort of way. And he really brings the movie down. I don't want to say the kid's a bad actor because I haven't seen him in anything else, so for all I know he's a great actor and was just miscast in this role, but boy was he ever, and he really brings the film down. Overall, while Place Beyond the Pines does lose some steam after Ryan Gosling's act of the film, it's a really great movie, and as good of a movie as you'll see this early on in the year. Great performances, solid direction, a good story. There's really not much more you can ask for in a movie like this, and I'd say I'd give it 3.5 stars out of 4. And that was my review of Place Beyond the Pines. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, request a review, leave a comment, do whatever you want, and until next time, I'm Michael Fairbanks. See you later.
You know something, Luke? If you ride like lightning, you're gonna crash like thunder.